Okay, there are very few people that I have had the pleasure of interviewing that I actually get a bit starstruck. But I've got to tell you, our next guest, I absolutely do. His name is Andy King. Now, that name may not sound familiar, but if you have been one of the 20 million households around the world who have watched the Netflix documentary about the Fire Festival, you will know Andy. Hello, Andy.
Good morning. Good morning.
There's a lot of people who haven't watched it. Can we get a quick explanation?
Andy,
From you,
over to
Andy,
you.
maybe?
Oh, boy. Let's see.
What's your dummy's guide? 30 seconds.
30 seconds. A music festival gone wrong in the Bahamas.
Good one.
Yep. 6 weeks to fix it, but if you're not Jesus or Mother Teresa, it's a little bit of a hard task. But we did our best.
You certainly did. And the thing about you, Andy, is that you have done many festivals and many star events. You've done Oscar parties. You've done, I mean, I'm right, aren't I?
Yes, absolutely.
And then you got involved with this guy and got yourself into something that was just unbelievable.
But Robin, you know what's amazing is that I've had 30 years of incredible successes and one major failure. And now I'm known for that one failure. But you know what? I mean, what I've learned is that through your failures, you know, you learn more than you do through your successes. And that's what I talk about with people every day.
With all due respect, Andy, there is one reason why you're known for your failure. And for people who haven't seen the doco, I think this will explain itself.
Billy called and said, Andy, we need you to take one big thing for the team. You're our wonderful gay leader, and we need you to go down. Will you suck dick to fix this water problem?
Hold on. Just think, I'm driving to work. I don't understand the full context. Now, there was a problem.
There was a little problem.
At customs, was it?
It was customs. Yep. And the irony, of course, is that I run a zero-waste event business. We don't have plastic at any of our events anymore because it's obviously destroying the world. And I didn't cut the deal that Billy did, which was 200,000 plastic water bottles from wonderful Evian. And they got stuck in customs, and we needed a quick $175,000 to clear it with all these guests arriving the following day. Jeez. And so Billy said, listen, I can't name names, but he said, you know, so-and-so, the customs officer, do you think he's gay? And I said, well, you know, I've been with him almost every night. Not that way, but, you know, on the docks trying to clear everything for a few weeks. And I said, I don't know. He said, well, I need you to go down and, you know, have a visit with him because if you can do this, then maybe we can get all the water bottles cleared through customs and we can have our music festival. And I thought, you know what? What the hell? I mean...
Really?
Well,
that was your thought process?
Well, you know, I've been through a lot of crazy stuff as an event planner for 30 years, but as a gay man, it wasn't like he said, go find 9 women and sleep with every one of them, bring back a scorecard. He said, you know...
Just one guy.
Just one little blowjob, you know. And I thought, you know, I can do that and I won't tell anybody. Huh?
For
20 million people.
$175,000 debt cleared with one of those.
Isn't that incredible? Yeah. Well, I'm really good at what I do, you know.
I bet.
Do you boys not want to know what the outcome was? Andy? What happened?
I didn't have to do it.
No.
I got down there. He was the nicest guy. He's like, Andy, I like you. I'm like, oh, God, where's this conversation going? And he said, you know, you have brought such, you know, incredible integrity to this event. And I said, okay, cool. Well, I didn't have to do it.
Now, I've seen you've put together many events, Oscars after parties, a gala for Leonardo DiCaprio. Besides Fire Festival, what's the hardest event you've had to work on?
The hardest. World Cup Pro-Am Ski Championships in Squaw Valley, which is actually where I was when Billy called me. And unlike most, you know, problems with a huge ski event, we had too much snow, literally 30 feet, 50 feet, 100 feet of snow. We had 150,000 people coming, nowhere to park, avalanches, restaurants being destroyed, et cetera, et cetera. And so I had my hands full on making that a success, but I pulled it off.
And then there was Fire Festival.
And then there was Fire. Oh, my gosh. And then I left Fire and I hosted the opening ceremonies for the America's Cup in Bermuda.
Oh, sailors are a bit funny too, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
As in divas?
Mm-hmm. Just a few divas. Oh, boy. Well, you know, my industry is a little crazy.
So what's happened? Is Billy still in jail?
Billy's in jail, as you may or may not know. He's got 2 incredible bunkmates. We've got Michael Cohen, who's Trump's lawyer, and Situation from the Jersey Shore.
Really?
Oh, yeah. The three of them are in jail together. Do you love it? Yeah. And they will leave that place ruling the world somehow. I don't know. But yeah, you can't make it up.
You can't make it up. And
What a
just as
trio.
you couldn't make up the Fire documentary either, or what unfolded. The other thing that was really interesting from watching it is it actually proved that social media was a thing. In 2017, it had influence, and it went on, like that was the other thing that I learnt out of that. Is that fair?
That effing cheese sandwich. That's
Yep.
all I can say. And it's the cheese sandwich that brought me down, that brought the whole festival down, because that's what went viral. As these kids arrived and things had gone completely askew with the storm and the tents and everything else, they just started photographing the cheese sandwich. The irony, of course, is that I had 20 chefs. Nick, what's going
Yeah,
on?
well, no, Mardo's looking a bit confused. He hasn't seen the documentary.
wife's seen
it's
it.
a luxury music festival, so
Yeah.
these people are paying tens of $1,000s for
Are they
tickets.
social influencers, a lot of them?
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of them. But Nick, here's the
Yeah.
deal, is that I had 20 chefs making the best food you've ever seen, but I had a cook tent over in the corner that was responsible for feeding the employees. And as these kids arrived, bombed, of course, we had sent them to another resort while we were still trying to rebuild the village. They drank all day. They were completely bombed, and I thought that was quite a liability. So when I looked over and saw two drunk kids, I said, you guys, go over there. Jason is the chef, and ask him he'll make you a sandwich. And so they said, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And then two more kids walked up, could barely walk. Thought, oh my God. I said, follow those two. I turned around, and within 4 minutes, I was trying to fix a water main that had been backed over by one of my employees with 100 feet of water shooting in the air. I looked around. There were 600 kids in line to get that effing cheese sandwich. That wasn't the meal at all. There was rack of lamb. There was shrimp. There was mahi-mahi. Oh, no. And click, 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 and on to Instagram. And at that point...
And that's what turned it.
Oh, yeah. We had Blink-182. There was Lil Yachty. Half of the talent were all on Nassau, 10 minutes away, ready to fly over and start performing on my $2 million stage, one of the most beautiful stages you've ever seen on the right on the beach. No, they just started canceling left and right. Not one act flew in because of that cheese sandwich,
Based on
and it
the
went
cheese
viral.
sandwich, all the entertainment cancelled, and then it all rolled from there.
Boom. Yeah.
Incredible documentary. It's still on Netflix as well. Just search Fire, F-Y-R-E. You can find Andy King on Instagram, @RealAndyKing. And you're speaking at Big Sound as well.
Yes, I am today. It's going to be kind of fun.
BigSound.org for your tickets. Andy, a real pleasure to meet you. More teams need people like you, man.
Yeah, absolutely. You
Thanks.
have become your own icon, really, haven't you, since this whole thing?
I'm one of the most popular memes in
You're a
pop
meme,
culture
yeah.
today. Yeah, it's pretty great. How do you want to pay? MasterCard,
See?
Visa, American Express, or Andy King?
That's great.